Welcome everybody to Brony Breakdown episode. I don't know what episode are we on? 2, 3.
Yeah, 2, 3.
Season 2, episode 3. Total number, episode whatever. I wasn't here for the other ones.
Yeah, I have no idea either.
Well,
Lost count.
Then he's wrong and I'm right. I'm Tommy Oliver, the new kid on the block, here to bring you a bunch of stuff that this kid wouldn't talk about, like literature. Pop that collar. And who are you? Who am I talking to? Who's this friggin' kid over here on the other side of the interweb communication?
I'm Paleo. And I used to do reviews, but I don't anymore.
Because you're a slacker.
Because now it's a race.
Whatever. I think Digi's still asleep. We were going to do another collab review on this episode, and he's like, I'll let you know when I'm awake, and he hasn't talked to me, he hasn't updated the doc we were working on, so I'm assuming he's still sleeping. But that's okay, because we're here to talk about horses, because we have hearts of horses. That song was really catchy. Anyway, we're not there yet. Alright, so we got a good show planned for you today. We're going to talk about the new episode, which was... We're going to talk about the news, some news stuff that's coming out, and then we're going to talk about some media, some songs, and some videos, and then we're going to take some questions, and then we're going to geek out about the episode some more. So let's get started with... What do you want to start with?
First of all...
We actually have news today, because I did my job. So,
yeah, you got
gold star for me.
First of all, how was your week?
My week was... pretty uneventful. Actually, no, it wasn't. That's a lie. Monday, I got a tablet. All right, because I bought this tablet from the Microsoft store, and I went there at like 6 in the morning to the mall and waited for 5 hours to get it because it was on sale for $99. It was usually $300. So me and my buddy, wow, I just like totally burped. I'm sorry. I just had a game fuel, so I'm really hyped right now. Me and my buddy were just like, "Yo, dude, we're nerds. We gotta go get this. Gotta get this tablet." So we did it.
Tom, you need to turn down a little bit your volume.
You said it was fine.
Well, they say it's not.
You know what? All right, I'm turning it down.
I think it might be just because your mic might be too close. How close are you to your mic?
Like 1.5 feet away at least.
Okay, so am I. So.
All right, fine. So. I got this tablet, and it's really cool, and that was my Monday, and that was a weird day, but it's really awesome. I'm probably going to do a video review on it soon, because it's really cool. It's like a full Windows tablet, so you can run, like, everything on it, even though it looks like an iPad. It's not. So that's dope. Other than that, working on writing. I just broke 10,000 words with Chapter 6 of my story, which is the last chapter, so I'm hyped for that. And then today was fantastic, because the episode was so good! How are you doing, Paleo?
I'm doing alright. I finished up my classes. I got two of my grades so far. I got A's in those.
Hell yeah!
Typography and graphic design.
Dude,
so, yeah.
I can talk kerning with somebody now!
Yeah!
Yes! Keep going. What else did you do this week?
Other than that, I finished The Last of Us, which was pretty excellent. I did a vlog on that, which you should totally go watch and go to that channel. Paleo Vlogs. Anyway. And tomorrow is my birthday. My 25th birthday.
Congratulations, you're now a quarter century like the rest of us.
I know. It's my quarter life crisis.
Dude, I've already said, I've said this before, I don't know if I've said this on the show yet, but like, I'm getting close to 30, and when I turn 30, I'm going to have a meltdown. Like, there's going to be an existential crisis on my part, because I feel like from 30 to 50, to 30 to 59, you can't be cool anymore, right? Because from birth to 29, anything you do that's of any significance is impressive. It's like, oh man, he's only 20 something and he's doing this crap. Like he's got his shit together, you know, he's doing stuff and that's cool. But then as soon as you hit 30, all the way until 59, it's just like, well, you better be doing something with your life. You're 30, like this is your time, you know, like, so nothing you do matters anymore. It's only, you can only do bad. You can't do good. If you're doing well, that's to be expected of you that age. If you're not doing anything, it's just like, my God, he's 37 and he's still making pony videos on the internet, you know? So it's just like, you're screwed. But if I was like, he's 17, he's making pony videos on the internet, some reason that's impressive. So, bad, okay? But you can be cool again once you turn 60. Once you turn 60, you're a badass old dude. Because, like, he's 60. He should be friggin', like, on Medicare, but he's being a badass, you know? So you gotta... I don't know. Like, that's just a thing. I'm turning my mic down again, by the way, because everyone's saying I'm still loud. I don't know.
I'm not sure why, because...
I'm still clipping pretty bad, even though I've turned it down to -8 decibels.
Yeah, that's weird.
So, that's my thing. Paleo, maybe you'll join me in my crisis when we turn 30, because I don't know. It's a weird mental block for me.
We're just a month away, so...
Alright, so... Yeah, anyways. Anything else happen with your week? Anything else cool?
No, that's about it.
Just chilling. Yeah, so... It was pretty uneventful in terms of, like, grand things, but I got little things done, which was cool, you know. Little baby steps, that's how it works. Okay. So our weeks were pretty good. I hope you guys' weeks were good too, because this week led up to today, which had an episode that aired, which might have been fantastic. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I thought it was pretty friggin' good.
Yeah, it was... I think they did a pretty good job.
Ed Valentine just comes in, he's like, yo, let me show y'all how it's done. And it's just like, let me just deliver the best moral that the show has ever tried to tackle. Let me just step in here and do, like, some amazing stuff. And I'm just like, yes, win. So, what did you think of Flight to the Finish?
First of all, there are a lot of things I did really like about it. One thing that I wasn't expecting to like was how Rainbow Dash was, like, holding back, because it seems like throughout the show she's always, like, super excited to do something, and, like, in this episode she's just holding back, like, all of her excitement. Mm-hmm. I love that for some reason.
Yeah, it was a good, like, contrast to how she normally acts. So that was really interesting. Yeah, there's just so much good stuff going on here, and I really liked it. I mean, the things... I've been hyping it up on Twitter all day, and I still really like the episode, but, I mean, I could definitely nitpick some things. Like, I think a lot of the dialogue was a little stiff, and a lot of it in the first half was very expository instead of natural. You know, I think something that I'm really sensitive to that they did a lot in this episode that I'm not a huge fan of is when characters constantly say each other's names in conversation. You know, I just find that really weird, because, like, I don't always just say, hey, Paleo, like, this is what I'm doing, like, oh, Paleo, why do you feel that way? You know, like, I know what your name is, so I don't keep referring to it, but, like, everyone kept saying...
I'm not sure if I noticed that as much as you did. Maybe if I watch the episode again, I'll start to notice it, but I'm not sure if I really paid mind to it.
Yeah, and, like, another thing is that, like, they repeated themselves a little bit. Like, there was a lot of talking that's just like, it's like, this is what we're doing, this is what we're going to do, kind of thing. But again, minor nitpicks, because it was the best moral. It had an awesome, super cheesy song that was super fun, and the moral was just, that's, like, such an important moral to have. And it's like, they pretty much said that Scootaloo can't fly without saying she can't fly. It's like, and then if you look at Ed Val's Twitter, everyone's like, so she can't fly, and he's not denying it, and they're pretty much saying, like, yeah, this was a message about, you know, handling disability and stuff. And I was just like, yes, win. They went there, they did it, yes. So that was freaking great. And then, dude, Diamond Tiara is evil.
Yeah.
Like she was kind of, she's been a brat, but this was just, like, a premeditated, like, I'm gonna go there and just make fun of you for being disabled sort of deal. Like, yeah. That happened. It wasn't even just, like, a comment in passing and, like, out of just, like, anger. She was just, like, sitting there, like, how do we fuck with these three?
Yeah.
Let's make fun of the cripple. It's just like, whoa.
The line that they had was, Like, we've already called him Blake Flakes.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
do we do?
It's funny because like I was talking to Digi about it. He's like, that just sounded like such a friendship is witchcraft line. I'm like, it totally was. You know, we've already called them blank flanks. It's just like we're just the flat 2-dimensional villains, and this is all we do. It was like an interesting, almost like self-referential kind of thing. So it was, I don't know, that was great. And then Miss Harshwinnie, when did she become awesome?
I don't know. But one weird thing is that when I first started watching the episode, the way the mouths move and that new mouth that they're using,
Yeah, like
I'm not sure if it's just me, but it kind of looks weird to me.
I don't know.
I understand what they're doing with it, but
It's like
yeah.
I liked it because I think Miss Harshwinnie always had like a different shaped snout than everyone else. Like her muzzle was like bigger in Games Ponies Play, and I was like, I don't know why they didn't use like the stock one. But then in this episode, she's like emoting and like super scowly. I'm like, oh, she's just like, it's like emphasizing her just like distraughtness. She's just like totally just like prissy and everything, and like I don't know, she totally redeemed herself. She was useless in Games Ponies Play and like stupid, and she just comes back here and just like has like this attitude, and it was just hilarious.
She reminded me a lot of Dean Hardscrabble from Monsters University.
I haven't seen that movie, so
Oh, you haven't? Oh, it's so good.
I don't go to the
Yeah,
theaters.
it's better than the first Monsters, I think.
Yeah,
Like it doesn't make a lot of sense, the whole plot, because like they're trying to be scarers when like in the first movie they, pretty much eradicated that job. So, but anyway, but yeah, the movie's pretty good.
it's dope. But yeah, so this episode was pretty fantastic. I'd been waiting for it forever, and it delivered. It made Scootaloo a really interesting character, and the repercussions this episode had on the ethical standings of the society were great, because everyone's just like, whatever. It's like, you can't fly, it doesn't matter. Even Rainbow Dash, who's all about flying, is just like, don't be me, be you. You know?
Yeah,
And I'm
like,
just
Rainbow
like,
Dash, when did you be inspirational?
this is so good. This is the most powerful, most resonant moral that the show has ever delivered, and it was great. And just yes, like I was hype. I was super freaking hype, and I'm still hype. And yeah, I liked Hearts of Horses a lot. Like it was really stupid.
Yeah,
Friggin'
it was
cheesy
it was a bit different
deliciousness.
from what Daniel Ingram usually does. As far as like the whole guitar thing, that sounded different than what he usually does.
Yeah, I was digging it though.
Yeah, it was really good.
I liked it. So, plus we got more Snowflake, and I like Snowflake. So, and he's scared of butterflies.
Yeah,
I don't know if you knew that. I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
All right. So, is there anything else you want to say about the episode other than go watch it if you haven't?
Well, one thing that Scootaloo says that had my head scratching a little bit. She says, "What if my wings never grow?" When we've seen ponies with smaller wings, such as Snowflake fly.
That's because Snowflake's on steroids, so he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's because like the muscles in his wings are like just under that, so that way he flaps his wings so fast that he hovers and then flies.
Paleo, the whole reason they had that line in the show was so they could say, without saying, Scootaloo's disabled, she's not going to fly, and makes her an infinitely more interesting character than she would have been otherwise. Jax Blade, fight me. Jax didn't like this episode.
The one thing I don't get about why Jax Blade doesn't like this episode and he doesn't like Hurricane Fluttershy is the fact that he says they show the training montage of Fluttershy, and they show the training of Scootaloo, and like the thing is, Jax, if you're watching, well, I'm not sure if you're watching now, but if you're watching later, it doesn't take overnight.
No, this is... Alright, here we go. This is my defense. Jax, I'm going to speak to you in a language you can understand, okay? Scootaloo, in this episode, had her Vegeta moment. That's what this was, okay? Because Vegeta is the most interesting character in Dragon Ball Z, because he has a character arc. And at the end of Dragon Ball Z, Vegeta finally realizes and understands and comes to a conclusion that Kakarot is better than he is, okay? He realizes that, and he realizes that it's not about being the best, it's about being the best he can be. And Skulu does the same thing! It's not about flying, it's about being the best she can be. So there's a parallel between the best character in Dragon Ball Z and Skulu, so get on my level, fight me!
Alright, anything else to say about...
I think we're good on that point, because I'm just going to keep screaming and being obnoxious.
Alright. So, news, which you put all this together.
I brought some news to the table today.
Yeah.
Fancy that. Let's start with Ty, which makes the Beanie Babies and crap. They released some more My Little Pony plushies, so now all the main 6 are available to purchase, and with varying qualities. But if you want to see a picture, I may have just stolen all these from Equestria Daily. Well, not all of them,
you have 2 that are...
but most of them I stole from Equestria Daily. But yeah, so they got Rarity, they got Best Horse, Pop Collar, and yeah, so...
What is up with Twilight's hair?
Twilight's hair, it's like she just got the rainbow dry, and she's just, like, chilling, you know?
Yeah, like, and Rainbow Dash is, like...
I don't know.
Her hair is, like, all combed.
There are varying degrees of quality in these. I think Pinkie Pie looks the best, honestly.
Yeah.
So, I've seen these in person. They're about the size, a little bit taller than Beanie Babies, and they're cute. Pinkie Pie looks cool, so I'd buy Pinkie Pie. They're like $7, so it's better than paying like $1 million for the custom commissioned ones, even though it should support artists. But anyways, yeah, so there are more plushies, which is cool. More options, you know. Also, something I didn't put into the notes, but I should have, is that they added Fluttershy to the Build-A-Bear ones. So if you guys are going for those guys, they have Fluttershy now, and her gala dress. So yeah, fancy schmancy. All right, what else we got? Yeah, so this is another cool thing. So Funko, who makes the vinyl figures, the sculpted ones, the show accurate ones, you know, they have to release, like, they usually release 2 of them at a time. They just released these things, they're mystery minis.
Oh, dude.
So these are pretty cool. And this is basically their response to blind bags that Hasbro's doing. So they're bigger than blind bags, but smaller than their figures. They're about halfway in between those two.
And they're all black, well, most of them.
Most of them are black. They're kind of like the silhouette designs that they have on the front of their vinyl figures. They made those. And then they have like a glow-in-the-dark derpy, and then they have one of Vinyl Scratch that looks normal. But they're random. It's like those Japanese figures.
No, the vinyl is also glow-in-the-dark.
Oh, well,
it says it on the back of the...
Excuse me, princess. But yeah, so they're really cool. And the sculpts are identical to the bigger vinyl figures. So they're pretty detailed, and they're not like a mess like the blind bags. But they're not the actual colors. So, give and take, depending on what you want. But they look pretty good, and I think they're only a couple bucks, so it's not that bad. If you're interested in getting those, like, you know, the random figures and trying to collect them all or whatever, this is another cool option. So, if I can find them, I'll probably grab a couple just to check them out. So that's cool. Also, another thing that was announced yesterday that I didn't add to the list is that the next 2 big vinyl figures are going to be Twilight and Trixie. So, yeah, so that's going to be cool. I'm ready for Trixie in all of her final cast glory.
Also, Tom, you're still clipping a bit when you speak up.
I'm so, like, all right.
I don't know why that's happening.
Minus,
like, even not in the chat, but on my headphones.
I'm minus 13 decibels now. I can't get any quieter than this.
That's weird.
It was fine last week. I haven't touched the settings until right now, obviously. All right, well, what else we got?
Okay, that's strange. Apparently, you sound fine to them, but you don't sound fine to me. Like on Skype. That's weird.
Whatever. Edit this part out when you edit this episode.
Okay, fine.
BabsCon announces Nicole Oliver is going to be at the convention. So, to anyone who doesn't know, Nicole Oliver is the voice of Princess Celestia and also Zoe Trent from Lulu's Pet Shop, as well as other assorted roles throughout.
Cheerily.
Whatever, cheerily. Celestia's cooler. But yeah, so yeah, BabsCon is kind of sounding pretty impressive. They have a lot of good guests coming to this convention. I mean, there are 2 podcast hosts who could be going to the convention, but we still haven't heard back from an email. So,
Oh yeah.
BabsCon has not announced Brony Breakdown yet, but they announced Nicole Oliver. So, she might have a little bit more draw than we do. What do you think?
One confusing thing is like, why April?
Why not?
I would have shot for May.
You know, you're not them.
Because that would be taking over Equestria LA's spot. Because that was a pretty good time because everybody was like getting off of their semester from school. In April, like people are still like doing things.
You know, getting a hold of venues is a difficult thing, and I'm sure they tried their best. So, don't need to be over there judging. They're still putting on a good event, even if we might not end up going, which makes me very mad because I would do 3 panels for you guys. Return my emails. But yeah,
Oh, but by the way, people, sometimes when Saber says that, when Saber said that when he was hosting, he was joking. Tom is serious.
wait, serious about what?
Sending emails.
Yeah, I've sent them 2 emails. I haven't responded to me. We talked about this last week.
Did?
I think so. I feel like we did. I'm just gonna keep harping on this until like there's like a torrent of tweets at them about trying to get us there. I'm just gonna abuse my power. Anyways, Nicole Oliver is gonna be at BabsCon, which rounds out a pretty impressive guest list from show staff and VAs and the like. So if you guys are in the Bay Area, check out the Bay Area Brony Spectacular Con or BabsCon and try to get us there. What else we got? What else we got? What else we got?
The collectible card game.
Yes, the card game is out and is posed to take away your time from Magic the Gathering or whatever other card game you play. But there's some spoilers for the deck lists. They have theme decks and booster packs out right now, as far as I'm aware. I haven't played it yet, but it looks cool. I'm a big MTG fan, so I like my card games, but I have no one to play with. So I'm hesitant to like get really invested and just stare at them, just be like, man, this is cool, but I can't use them for anything. Because I don't have any friends in real life that would play pony card games. But people who've been playing it said it's been pretty good, so I'm interested to check them out and like see how the mechanics work and stuff like that. Since it doesn't sound like there's any like combat system, it's more about solving problems. Because like there's problem cards and then you have to like solve them using like elements and stuff that I guess each card has. I don't know. I haven't dug too deeply into the underlying mechanics, but it's a one of those rare card games that doesn't have a combat system. So I'm interested to see how it goes, and I would also be interested to see if there's any tournament play that ends up popping up for this game if it picks up some steam, because that would be interesting to see. So I don't know if you guys are digging the card game or not. If you've played it, if you plan on playing it, let me know. Let me know how it is, because I'm certainly curious. All right.
Curious.
Ha ha ha! You're cute. New micro series comics coming out on Wednesday. You should all go to your local comic book store and purchase it. This is the last of the micro series before they move on and start doing some other thing in addition to the main series of My Little Pony comics. But we're getting an issue all about Princess Luna. Talk about ending on a high note. So that's going to be out on Wednesday, which is New Comic Book Day. So if you guys have a local comic book store, show them some love. Go down, pick up the issue. If not, I have a link in the show notes to Comixology, where you can purchase digital comics, so you can get every single issue that's come out so far conveniently delivered to your computer or tablet or smartphone. Also, something I'm going to try and do, Paleo, is for next week, I'm going to go talk to my local comic book store and see if I can get some links to buying digital comics through them, because they're awesome and I'd like to support that business. So
Nice.
But they haven't updated their site yet, so I couldn't add it this week. So I was just like, come on, guys. I could have gotten you some money.
That is something I do need to do over the break, is read the comics, because I haven't kept up. I haven't finished the Mac arc yet.
It's 2 issues. Get on it.
I know.
And then you got to read the Cadence and Shining Armor arc, which is the best. Get on it. Get on it, bro.
So, the next thing is actually relating to the comics,
Yes.
isn't it?
Speaking of comics, Comics Alliance has named My Little Pony Friendship is Magic comic series the best in your face to opponents of all ages media. So they go so far as at the end of this article to call it My Little Pony Friendship is Magic is what DC's New 52 should have been. The franchise is strong and around to stay, providing its comic publisher with a solid sales and its fan base that's a mix of new and returning readers. And they go on to say how it's like really good and it appeals to all ages and all that crap. So getting some respect from an established comic site is always awesome to see. But yeah, the series has been doing really well for IDW. So if you guys want to see more comics, go out to your local comic book shop, support it. Don't go buying those torrent crap things. No, you got to get the real deal.
What?
People torrent these comics. You can't torrent them. You got to go buy them. Come on.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. I'm talking about you. I know who I'm talking about right now. Mister, I'm just going to torrent all this crap. I should just tweet Andy Price and Katie Cook and beg this kid's torrenting your comics.
No! I'd feel so bad.
Next con we go to and they're there, I'm going to go over, I'm going to bring you over and be like, what do you have to say to this man? He doesn't pay for your work. And then I'll have them commission some work of them like beating up your OC or something. I was like, can I just get Paleo Sinnoh's OC being beat up by the Canterlot guard? Why? Because he torrents your comics. That's what I'm going to do. That's my new mission right now.
Well.
Alright. So, unless you have anything else to add to news, that's all I was able to dredge up for this week in terms of things that actually seemed relevant to me.
Yeah, that's pretty much all the news, the episode discussion. So, let's move on to content.
Alright. Content!
Songs.
Alright, so let's start with news songs for this week.
Yeah, this is actually one of the credits songs from Anthology, which premiered last week, which a lot of this content is from Anthology.
Yeah, so if you guys missed it, right after we finished our show last week, Anthology 3 dropped, and it was kind of awesome.
Yeah,
There's a lot
I think it's the best one they've done.
It probably was. There's a ton of quality shorts in it, so we're going to highlight some of our personal favorites with this list, because I think our favorites overlapped pretty prevalently. But one of the first things we both noticed that there was an awesome Giggle the Ghosties remix during the credits, and of course our buddy Silent was responsible for its greatness, so we figured we'd show it here. Or I'm going to show it here if it decides to load. Okay, all right, there we go. You got it loaded up, Paleo?
Yep.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. I think that's pretty good. You get the idea. Yep. It's pretty dope. Really nice orchestral mix. So definitely go check out Silent. Check out his remix of Giggle the Ghosties. Check out his other work because it's actually pretty good too. Fancy that.
Also, Tom, zoom into the video.
Maybe I don't want to. Maybe I don't
Huh?
want to do all that work, huh? Huh? Who's in charge? Who's captain of this ship right now?
Me?
And yet, it still showed my full desktop, so... I guess you're not as in charge as you thought you were. Next up is Stars in Autumn. Allegretza. I don't even know how to say that. I'm not cultured at all. Do you know how to pronounce that correctly? Is it Allegretza?
Allegrezza, I think.
I don't know.
Yeah, Stars in Autumn. Featuring
I'm just
me.
gonna name drop that there's a Vinyl Octavia fanfic called Allegretza, and it's freaking fantastic, so you should go read that. More content! More content! It's really
It's
good.
actually based on that story.
Is it? Yes!
Yeah.
I made a connection without even trying! Do it! Because it's so good. Anyways, let's play this. Now I'm even more hyped for this song, because I haven't heard it yet.
Alright. 3, 2, 1, go.
See, Paleo, this guy reads fiction. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
There are some lyrics, but I forgot where it starts.
Oh, what good are you?
Oh, right here.
Dude, I'm digging this song. Because Allegretza, it's great. Like, subscribe, go do it. Check it out, the song's pretty cool. And go read the fanfiction it's based on because it's cool too. Don't be Paleo, read fiction.
No.
I'm never...
You didn't zoom into the thing yet. I thought you were joking.
I'm never... You go read a fanfiction and I'll start zooming in. How about that?
Fine.
You won't do it. Alright. Ooh, we got another song by Replacer. Yeah.
Yep.
It's already playing. Alright, I'll be nice and I'll zoom in this time. God. Picky little piece of crap over here. This is Waltz for the
didn't
Night.
even have to tell Saber to do it.
You know what? If you keep comparing me to Saber Spark, we're gonna have problems. Alright? I don't want to be Diet Saber Spark. Alright? I'm my own brand of soda. Leave me alone. Jeez.
Your own brand.
Alright? I'm like Dr. Pepper.
You're not Diet Saber Spark, you're the knockoff brand.
I'm RC Saber Spark?
What?
Like RC Cola, you know? RC Cola? No?
Yeah, I know what you're referring to, but...
But
Was it you or Matt who liked RC Cola?
I love RC Cola.
Yeah, I don't understand you.
You don't read fiction, so I don't understand you.
Anyway, yeah, Replacer.
Replacer featuring Feather, okay? Far more
Just for
interesting
the
than
night.
us bitching about soda. You ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go. Speaking of soda, I'm gonna have some more Game Fuel. gonna go stop because if I don't, I'm just gonna listen to the whole song because
Yeah.
Placer's voice is so smooth I can't take it. But yeah, actually, now I think about it, Placer's like, so always gets this nice soft kind of like chill vibe to his songs, and then adding Feather, damn, that's gonna be good. All right, yeah, I gotta listen to this later, like all the way through. But that was Waltz for the Night, which it sounds really cool, and you should all check it out. Songs in that. Videos. Oh God, why would you add this kid? I hate this guy. Are you serious? All right, well, here's Coca-Cola's video for the week. All right, are you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
So the My Little Pony fandom can create 1,000,001 different crossovers. From Star Wars to Lord of the Rings to Harry Potter, it's all there. And it's usually really well made. But for the life of me, I cannot figure out why there isn't a My Little Pony Pacific Rim crossover. I'm not talking about a rinky-dink PMV, alright? I mean a full-fledged animated mashup. Because it'd be so easy to do. I'm disappointed that this does not exist. When I was driving to work, I thought to myself, all the elements are there to make the perfect crossover. And I will tell you them. Let's start off. First, the setting. Instead of Earth, we have Equestria, of course. Specifically Ponyville and Canterlot. Instead of the Breach, where the kaiju come out of in the movie Pacific Rim, it's the Everfree Forest. And think about this. The season 4 premiere of My Little Pony made that canon. The Everfree Forest actually attacked Ponyville. It's canon. It works. We can pretend like instead of giant kaiju coming out of the breach, it's like that gator monster and Timberwolves, except they're like on acid. Except they're like on steroids. See, they're huge. They're stomping everything. And the ponies are like, we've got to stop this. What do? So to fight monsters, we created monsters. So instead of having the humanoid-shaped Jaegers, we'll make them ponified. Gypsy Danger will be piloted by Twilight Sparkle and Flash Century. Yeah, kind of generic, but it works. And the robot itself would be the shape of an alicorn. Alright, moving on to Striker Eureka. The pilots in that movie for that particular machine were pretty brash, so we need to put Rainbow Dash in there. And Pinkie Pie. Rainbow Dash because, once again, she's brash, and also Striker Eureka is a very fast machine. Pinkie Pie because party cannon, yes. Alright, Sharno Alpha, the Big Lug, piloted by Applejack and Big Mac. So it would be a big Earth Pony Jaeger that could, like, kick the monsters with their hind legs. And yeah, I know that the pilots in the movie were husband and wife, and Applejack are brother and sister, but we'll skip that little detail for now. It's alright, we'll skip it. Crimson Typhoon. 3 triplets were piloting that machine. So naturally, the Cutie Mark Crusaders will be the best pick for that. And here's the best thing about that. Crimson Typhoon dies, so you take that scene and put the Cutie Mark Crusaders in it. All the pieces are there. They are there. And somebody, not me of course, I'm too busy playing video games, but somebody else should go animate this and give me full credit for the idea. You see where I'm coming from? It makes sense. Here, I'll provide a quick example with some poorly made Sony Vegas edits. This needs to happen. Actually, no, it really shouldn't exist. But I want it to. So get out there and get to work. Make me proud.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know what to say to that.
I don't know either.
You know, he was passionate about the idea and he went and made a video about it. So I guess there's that. Was on the show when we was talking about that? I feel like it was. Are you sure?
I don't know. I don't know.
I can't remember now.
I can't remember.
I don't.
Yeah.
The reason I even think that is because when do I ever talk to him when he's on this show? He's always being a real man, bringing home the bacon or whatever the phrase is. I don't even know. Oh man, I hit the wrong tab. All right, what we got next?
My little anime teaser.
Oh God!
Yeah,
I hate
this
this
is the
kid,
thing
too.
that Carl has been working on.
Yeah, I think that Carl's wasting his time on. I mean, creating. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Carl's making a completely original anime opening for MLP. And this is a
What a-
little teaser that he
What a
has.
guy! All right, yeah. Ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys go to Carl's live streams or Galaxy Arts live streams, those who may not know him on a first name basis like we do. But yeah, if you go to Galaxy Arts live streams, like he's been working on this for a while now, and it's pretty intense about how long this stuff takes. I mean, he'll just be sitting there and he'll work for hours, be like, I got 3 frames done. You're just like, oh my god, how? Because it's all frame by frame animation, which is pretty labor intensive, but come on, it looks pretty good, right? Would you say, Paleo?
Yeah, very good. I can't
Wow,
wait.
That
for the
sounded
full
so
thing.
enthusiastic. Yeah, it looks really good. I can't wait to see it.
The next video is also from Carl, but a bit less effort.
I haven't seen this one yet, actually.
Yeah. So you know that Equestria Girls commercial that came out a while back that had the I think it was the Latin version of the commercial.
No, I don't know this.
So it was in Spanish.
So I'm just gonna be doubly surprised right now.
Yeah.
All right.
You ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go.
Equestria girls, yeah.
Twilight Sparkle, princezna co září, Fluttershy se sladkým úsměvem v tváři, Applejack se stylem kovbojským, Reditiv živý, co je in. Rainbow Dash statečné srdce má, nikdo není veselější než Pinkie Pie.
Equestria girls, přišli jsme ti říct, že přátelství je magické, chrání ho ze všech sil. Equestria girls. Přidej se k nám.
Okay. Okay, that wasn't the Spanish one. That sounded like a different language.
Yeah, that didn't sound like anything I've
Yeah,
heard.
I know there is a Spanish one though. And the Spanish one is kind of bad.
Someone owes me KFC. You know who you are. Attack on my dignity, says Carl.
Wow.
So that was something. I don't know what it was, but something happened.
Speaking of Equestria Girls,
Oh, what is this?
this is the Equestria Girls work in progress. It's a music video that Skill Draw is doing.
Okay.
The guy who usually does the human pony
Oh.
things.
Oh.
Yeah, except for this is actual pony, not human pony. And he's been working on this.
Wait, so he's like reversing Equestria Girls?
I guess because
So
he's doing a
his-
music video
So
of
his human
Equestria
ponies,
Girls.
his human ponies are going to a world of pony. Okay. That hurt my brain just a little bit. But
Okay.
anyways, all right, let's check it out. Ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
Greetings, loved ones. Let's take a journey.
Ooh, this is my jam. There is a place where the grass is what's for dinner. Charmed, fun and wild. There must be something in the water. Oh my. Sipping rainbow juice. Talking elements of harmony. For Equestria! Yeah! Our bronies hang out too. Bro!
Interesting.
Yeah.
There's a board
And
game.
it's like a reworking of the song. Monty is Pinkie Pie. Black Griffin is Spike. Extended lyrics is by Mag Pony.
Oh, geez. Bringing the star power. I see how it is.
Who's Mag Pony though?
Paleo, you looked up the video and you didn't even do your research? How
Well,
unprofessional.
I was looking in the.
How unprofessional.
Because when I saw it before, I thought it said Mando Pony. So I looked at Mag Pony. I was like, wait, who's that? I think somebody teamed up with him to make it. Anyway.
A likely excuse from your unprofessionalism. What's next? Oh, I've seen this one. This is cute.
Yeah, we're getting into the Ponies Anthology stuff now.
Yeah, so we're just gonna like bombard you with Pony Anthology now. So if you've seen Ponies Anthology, you're just gonna be like, guys, I've already seen this, I'm bored, and you're gonna go like make dinner or something. But those of you who haven't, here's Derpy dancing. You ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
にゃんにゃんにゃんにーはおにゃんゴージャスデリシャスデカルチャーにゃんにゃんにゃんにゃんにーはおにゃんゴージャスデリシャスデカルチャーにゃんにゃんにゃんにゃんにーはおにゃんゴージャスデリシャスデカルチャーにゃんにゃんにゃんにーはおにゃんゴージャスデリシャスデカルチャー
So crazy. Is this a ponification of something, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
The keyframes are really good. I feel like she's implying something here.
Yeah. All this frame by frame.
I know, all these people trying. Stop trying so hard, makes me feel inadequate. No, but that was Nyan Nyan Dance by Alpha995, who's made a ton of ridiculously awesome animations. So this is just the latest in a series of greatness. So if you haven't subscribed, go do it. And watch Derpy's Christmas. It's pretty adorable. And it's the season. So
Yeah, it's Christmas,
It's
yeah.
relevant again. So go watch it. After the show, of course, because, you know, as good as animation is, you don't want to leave our sensual voices filling your eardrums, right? No. Alright, what else we got?
Dinosaurs Go Roar by Ollie Bacon.
Alright, let's do it up. Oh, yeah, this. Alright. Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go. So random.
Yep.
I love how you're just like, dinosaurs must be included.
Yeah.
That's how that decision was made, just so you all know. Behind the scenes, Brony breakdown info. Alright, what do we got next?
This next thing is one of the greatest.
all your empire are belong to Sombra.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're okay. So Anthology 3 was just like taking like early 2000 memes and reappropriating them and making all of us feel old. That's what Anthology 3 was, and this is one of those that happened.
Yeah.
So this is all your empire are belong to Sombra, which is an all your base parody, and if you're under the age of 18, you probably have no idea what this is. All right, ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
What is this? Crystal Vampire and Danger. Main crystal turn on. It's you.
How are you, gentlemen? All your empire belong to us. You are on the way to enslavement.
What you say?
You have no chance to resist. Made your time. Ha ha ha.
Oh, it's great.
My God,
I love it.
I love all your base. I feel old. That 30-year crisis is coming. I can feel it in my bones. Anyways, let's keep going. Super Mario World over. Oh my God.
Yeah.
This was one of my very favorites. So
Pony dub from Rabies Bun.
I'm not even gonna explain this. Just experience this. All right, you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
Cause every pony's my friend, and I love to see my friends smile. My name is Levi, and I am here today. I'm gonna make you smile today. It doesn't matter now if you are sad or blue. Cheering up is just what he's here to do. So many wonders, little bunnies, squirrels and fairies. I've come here sooner and never leave. Yes, I love every day.
So good.
Yeah. Rabies Bun's pony dubs are the best.
Such a good idea. Okay. I love that, because I love Super Mario World. Even though I didn't have a Super Nintendo back in the day. And Sega Genesis is better. Next is Dragon's Mare. So
Which is very short, but very well.
very intense. This is another thing from back in the day that none of you youngins are going to know about. So this is a ponification of Dragon's Lair, which was an early 90s, right?
Yeah, early 90s.
It was early 90s, like, full motion video game. It was like kind of like it was all hand-drawn animation and like it was kind of interactive. It was an interesting experiment in gaming, and this is just like a ponified version. So the animation is pretty impressive. All right, you ready, Paleo?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
Dragon's Mare, the fantasy adventure where you become a valiant knight on a quest to rescue the fair princess from the clutches of an evil dragon.
Dude,
Yeah,
that was
short-
full 24 FPS frame rate too. Like that was really impressive. So I don't know. It was short, but like when I was watching Anthology, I was like, damn, that was impressive. That was cool. So yeah, Dragon's Mare by Mist Animator X.
This next thing, I don't know why it's funny, but it is.
Yeah, this is like kind of the highlight of the entire anthology. Or one of. This is Windows Rarity Wallpaper.
From Limey Layson, or as he's known now on his YouTube, Rimey Racing.
Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go.
I don't know why, but the
It's-
fact that her eyes get that big
Oh god.
is hilarious.
It's entrancing. I love it. I accidentally opened up my Skype window instead of going back to the tab. I don't know why I did that. was like, go back to tab. I'm like, no, I'm gonna click the taskbar at the bottom instead. That was weird. I'm dumb. All right, that's Windows Verity wallpaper, which is really good. Oh, and you have. All right, this one kind of stole the show for me.
Yeah, this is the full reenactment on this one.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. I'm tempted to watch the whole thing, but that's like what 3 or 4 minutes long.
No, we can do that.
Okay, we have to.
I mean, because the reason we did it last time where we only had an hour show because Anthology was playing.
Right.
So yeah, we can go over.
Okay, so you don't understand Paleo. This is like the first like flash
The
video.
first animation you saw.
It was like the one that was like, well, the internet is now an integral part of my life, and I'm going to be a failure. Like this is what did it for me. This video. All right, okay. This is like old as heck. Like I was in maybe 7th grade when I watched this. Like 2000.
Yeah, it's pretty old.
It's old, but this is a ponified version of it. 8-bit D&D. Oh my god. All right, it's this Dungeons and Dragons a pony reenactment by Omega Ozone, who is like my new favorite human being for doing this. All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Dungeons and Dragons. Satan's game. Your children, like it or not, are attracted in their weaker years to the occult, and a game like D&D fuels their imagination and makes them feel special, while drawing them deeper and deeper into the bowels of El Diablo. This afternoon, the Dead Alewives Watchtower invites you to sit in on an actual gaming session. Observe the previously unobservable as a hidden camera takes you to the inner sanctum of Dungeons and Dragons.
Gallstaff, you have entered the door to the north. You are now by yourself, standing in a dark room. The pungent stench of mildew emanates from the wet dungeon walls.
Where are the Cheetos?
They're right next to you.
I cast a spell. Where's the Mountain Dew?
In the fridge, duh!
I want to cast a spell. Can I have a Mountain Dew?
Yes, you can have a Mountain Dew, just go get it.
I can cast any of these, right? On the list?
Yes, any of the first level ones.
I'm gonna get a soda. Anyone want one? Hey, Grim, I'm not in the room, right?
What room?
I want to cast Magic Missile. The room where he's casting all these spells from.
He hasn't cast anything yet.
I am, though, if you'd listen. I'm casting Magic Missile.
Why are you casting Magic Missile? There's nothing to attack here.
I'm attacking the darkness.
Fine. You attack the darkness. There's an elf in front of you.
Whoa!
That's me, right?
He's wearing a brown tunic, and he has gray hair and blue eyes.
No, I don't. I have gray eyes.
Let me see that sheet.
Well, it says I have blue,
I love
but
how
I
it's
decided
staring
I
you.
wanted gray eyes.
Whatever. Okay, you guys can talk to each other now if you want.
Hello.
Hello.
I am Gallstaff, Sorcerer of Light.
Then how come you had to cast Magic Missile?
You guys are being attacked.
Do I see that happening?
No, you're outside by the tavern.
Cool, I get drunk.
There are 7 ogres surrounding you.
How could they surround us? I had Mordenkainen's magical watchdog cast.
No, you didn't.
I'm getting drunk. Are there any girls there?
I totally did. You asked me if I wanted any equipment before this adventure, and I said no. But I need material components for all my spells, so I cast Mordenkainen's faithful watchdog.
But you never actually cast it.
Roll the dice to see if I'm getting drunk.
Yeah, you are.
Are there any girls there?
Yeah.
I did, though. I completely said when you asked me.
No, you didn't. You didn't actually say that you were casting the spell, so now there's ogres, okay?
Ogres? Man, I got an ogre slaying knife. It's got a +9 against ogres.
You're not there. You're getting drunk.
Okay, but if there's any girls there, I want to do them.
There you have it. A frightening look into America's most frightening pastime. Remember that it's not your children's fault that they're being drawn into a satanic world of nightmare. It's their gym teacher's fault for making them feel outcast when they couldn't do one single pull-up.
Oh my god. It's my life. I'm so happy he did the whole thing.
Yeah.
God. So yeah.
That was animated with After Effects.
What?
Yeah.
What a champion.
Dude, that's why he uses all his animations.
Dude,
with.
After Effects is so pro, I just don't know how to use it because I'm stupid. Alright, what we got? What we got next?
The last thing, Penny and Talking credits.
Oh yeah, this was cool.
This is also by Omega Ozone.
What? How did you do both of these?
He also did the All Your Empire one.
What?
Yeah.
What a god. How do you do that? Alright, anyways, this is...
By selling your soul?
This is Omega Ozone trying way too hard, making me feel like an inadequate piece of crap, with penny and stocking credits, Ponified. Ready, Paleo?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go. You know what always weirds me out with these things, with these credit adaptations?
What?
Typing in all of the credits. That just pisses me off so much.
Oh yeah.
I would like be digging around for a wiki article that had it all listed. I'm like, there's no way I'm typing this.
Yeah, but then you have to make sure it's all like it's showing up right.
Right. So you gotta time it all, and it's just like, oh, nightmare. This is why I can't do animated.
Oh, he shows the Batman without credits too, but yeah.
You get the idea. Alright, so is that all we have for content?
Yep, that's all we have for content of the week. So let's check out the S. I already saw one S that Imperius had in there, and he was asking, how old are you, Tom? That was directed at you, actually.
I am 25. I've been 25 since last month. So I'm
Yeah.
an old fart destined for failure soon. I mean, I'm just old. That's it. That's the question. That's all. I mean, what else can I really say?
Okay, did you see the new Godzilla trailer?
Oh yeah! I'm
Yeah.
hyped. Okay, just so everybody knows, I've seen every Godzilla movie ever made. I've been a Godzilla fan since I was 5 years old. And this is something I've been waiting 10 years for, since the last Godzilla film to come out, Godzilla Final Wars, was in 2004. So this is the 10-year anniversary of a Godzilla movie coming out is when this film's going to drop. So I am hype as all living hell, because Godzilla is like my first quote-unquote fandom. It's like, it's the point, like, Godzilla is so ingrained in my childhood that I can't watch like behind-the-scenes stuff and like see the guy in the suit because I have like a breakdown. It's like, no, Godzilla's real. He's in Tokyo somewhere. So like, it's really weird. I'm like, not even exaggerating. Like, I get like really creeped out seeing behind-the-scenes stuff for those films because they're so ingrained in my mind. So like, I am stupidly hyped for this movie because like, it's gonna be the first time I've seen Godzilla in theaters since Godzilla 2000. And even that, I was like a little kid, so I don't really remember it that well.
I actually went to go see that in theaters.
Yeah, dude. Me and my dad went. So my dad is who got me into Godzilla, because we started off watching Ultraman, and then we got into Godzilla, and so he's like what got me into all that stuff. So like, that's like our thing. So we're gonna go on the midnight showing, and it's gonna be intense. So I'm ready. I'm ready for this film.
Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, there was one thing that Voice of Reason was asking. Any thoughts on the new arc in the comics coming in March?
I still haven't read 13 yet, so I gotta get caught up. I don't even know what it is.
Yeah. What is the arc coming in March? I don't have no idea what they're gonna be about.
Yeah, I don't look at spoilers for anything, or I try not to. People spoil things for me on Tumblr all the time, but yeah, I don't know.
Oh, Voice of Reason said what it is. Don't look at the chat.
That's all right. I actually already read that. Actually, now I remember. Yeah. So yeah, I'm hyped for that. It'll be cool.
Yeah, that sounds like it'll be.
It's interesting though, because I don't know, are the comics canon or not? Because I don't
think they care enough to say.
Yeah, because Because again, to go back to last week's episode with Daring Do, it was very strongly implied in the comics that Twilight Velvet wrote Daring Do in the comics. And then obviously that isn't true.
He's like, Daring Do wrote Daring Do.
So it's weird. I don't know. I mean, I don't really care. Any expansion on world building will be interesting to me. This is just kind of a separate topic. I wonder how the interplay between these work, if at all. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm always interested for more comics because they've all been really good so far. What else you got?
Let's see. Do you think that in episode 1, season 1, that the Apple family was really there for the reunion, like AJ said in episode 4? I've done the math and it doesn't add up. If it really is 100 days, then maybe, but if 100 months means about 8 years, so what are they? Wait, what?
No, okay, I can feel this. Time doesn't make sense in this show. Don't try. It can't work. The reason what he's bringing up is that in Apple Family Reunion, Granny Smith says, we haven't had a family reunion in 100 moons, right? So then the first episode of the show is all the, you know how all the apples are there in the first episode when Twilight shows up? So that was the last reunion because in Applebuck season, Applejack's is like, you know, Twilight's like, where are all your other relatives? Can't they help? And she's like, no, they were here for the Apple family reunion. So it seems like 100 moons if 100 moons is days, it means it's only been 100 days from the first episode of season 1 to Apple family reunion. So it's just like time in the show doesn't make sense. So just don't even. I've tried, trust me, and that's what I do, and you can't comprehend it. It just doesn't happen. So, my headcanon is that Celestia and Luna they raise the sun and the moon when they feel like it, and there's no actual structure for time in Equestria, so nobody knows how long anything actually is. I don't know. It's weird. Anyways.
That pic of the CMC is so creepy. Change it? What? It's cute.
No, it's the best thing ever. This is done by one of the artists for Gurren Lagann, so.
Really?
Yeah, that was an article on Equestria Daily a couple weeks ago. He did a bunch of, he's done a bunch of pictures like this, like that really cool one of Shining Armor where he's like standing like all like epically in front of like all the guard and stuff, and there's like that like shot of Fleur de Lis. Like all of those were done by this this Japanese like storyboard artist for Gurren Lagann. Like I forget what his name is because I'm stupid, but he's done a bunch of work on a bunch of anime, and he's been drawing a bunch of pony pictures for the last 3 years under a different name, so nobody knew.
Wow.
So yeah, this is a legit picture. It ain't going nowhere.
Here's a question. Do you think Ed Valentine's best attribute is dialogue based off this one episode? I personally was amazed by the dialogue for Sweetie Belle. Thought it was way too perfect.
I think he really feels the characters. Again, I thought some of it was very exposition-y, but then again, there was a lot of stuff they were trying to get through in 20 minutes. So,
yeah.
You know, because they had to establish this entire arc. Because, like, they never really addressed Scootaloo flying, and then they bring it home in this episode. So they had to kind of, like, set that up a little bit. But I think his dialogue, like, when it worked really well. But I think just theming was the friggin' best part of this episode. There's just, like, again, I think this was the best moral the show has ever done. Because it's just really relevant and really just, it's something that it's important. So, I don't know. I there were some points where the dialogue kind of stumbled a bit in the first half because they were trying to set up so much so quickly. But I think in the last half, like especially the scene in Scootaloo's room when they all come in and start talking to her was really good. So yeah, I look forward to seeing more from Ed Valentine. He's on Twitter. It's Eddie Val, EDDYVAL. So give him some love because he deserves it because this episode was great.
All right. This is an interesting question because I want to hear your thing on it. It says, what is your guys' opinion on Kill la Kill, and how is it the best anime of 2013? I haven't watched Kill la Kill yet,
Or
so
really-
I'm probably gonna wait until it's all done, and then I'll just watch it in one sitting.
I stopped watching Kill la Kill at episode 5. When it's all finished, I'll probably go back and check it out again. But I really was not a fan of what I saw. It's not my kind of show at all, which really depressed me because I loved Gurren Lagann, and the show was hyped up to be like the next Gurren Lagann. They're like, from the creators of Gurren Lagann comes their next masterpiece. Studio Trigger presents Kill la Kill, and it's just so boring. It's so boring, you know, and I mean, to me, it's boring. And like, I know you can be like, how can you watch the show and think it's boring? Because it's all flash and no substance. You know, like even in the very first episode, it's just like, it starts off like super in your face, just like ridiculous keyframes and just like crazy, like over the top spectacle. But it never stops. There's no time to slow down and like give any of the events that are going on any weight or any contrast. It's just like things just keep going and going and going and going and going, and you're like exhausted. I'm just exhausted by the time I'm watching it, and there's nothing to ground any of the spectacle in any sort of weight for me to care. So I haven't watched the rest of the show, so I need to watch it before I can make my like full judgment, because everyone's like, no, it gets better, but the first 5 episodes did absolutely nothing to keep me invested. Like it was a really, really good animation demo reel. That's what Kill la Kill was to me so far.
I did see an interesting slideshow about like the whole story of Kill la Kill, and like explaining the whole thing, because I think they also include things from later episodes that you might haven't seen yet. So I'm not sure. Like there's a lot of anime I haven't seen, so
yeah,
I do plan on watching it at some point though, whenever it's done.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna finish it, but it's just one of those things where the anime that I'm watching right now is Samurai Flamenco, which is dope. So I'm digging Samurai Flamenco. If you guys aren't watching that, you should. It's really cool. It's like taken like a lot of interesting turns with its narrative, because it started off like it was it follows these two guys, and I'm gonna blank on the names. Goto, who's he's a police officer, and then oh my god, I can't remember names to save my life, but the main character, he's like this fashion model guy by day, but at night he is this superhero named Samurai Flamenco, but he lives in our world. So he's like obsessed with Sentai and Tokusatsu and Kamen Rider and stuff like that, and he wants to be a superhero, but he's just a normal guy who has like a really strong moral compass but no skills to back it up. So he's like completely ignorant on how to like actually fight crime, and he's the kind of person who's like, you know, don't jaywalk, it's illegal and things like that, and takes things like that like literally. So the show starts off with this really interesting kind of like practical versus idealistic view of justice, because Goto is a police officer, so he's very jaded to justice, and it's just like, you know, like there's certain things you can't change, you have to operate within reasonable extents of the law, whereas the other guy is all about just like, you know, like following everything to the letter. And it's an interesting interplay between their two perceptions of how justice works. But as the show goes on, the scope just keeps continually expanding. Each episode like adds more and more and more, and now it's like ridiculous. I don't want to spoil it, because episode, it's either 5 or 6, like it takes a huge left turn and things just start completely changing, and it's building up to something huge now. So if you guys haven't watched Samurai Flamenco, like that's my favorite anime of this season, not of the year. I think I don't want to be generic and say Titan, but I can't remember if Psycho Pass was early this year. If Psycho Pass was this year, that's my anime of the year. But of this season, I give it the Samurai Flamenco so far. So yeah, I just totally went on a tangent, but yeah, that's That's
yeah.
why.
Well, continuing on that tangent, there was a question: what is your favorite anime?
My favorite anime of all time is
Yeah.
Steins Gate. Steins Gate is like a masterpiece of not only anime but of like narrative art, like in general. It's like the most crazy, interesting, ethereal, but like really heartfelt story, and it's about this guy, Okarin, and he's a self-proclaimed mad scientist, and he works in his apartment like evil laboratory with his his best friend who's like this big fat otaku guy, and his like childhood friend who's like this like other girl, and I haven't watched in a while, so I don't remember anybody's names again because I'm stupid like that. But they make all these like ridiculous inventions, and again, it's another one of those things where he's almost living out a fantasy because it takes place in our world, so there's no such thing as like, you know, mad scientists or things like that, but he still perceives himself to be one, and he ends up accidentally inventing a time machine, like a legitimate time machine, and they tie the time machine into like that whole John Teeter thing that was on the internet like a few years ago. They tie it into that. They tie it into CERN and like IBM, like all these real world things, like phenomenon concerning time travel, like conspiracies into this fictional story. And the way like it takes a long time to build up the story. The first like 5 or 6 episodes are just character building and like slice of life things. It's like, oh, okay, and you're so crazy, and it just like doesn't really go anywhere for a while. It's just like, these are the characters, this is how they interact, and it's really, really, really slow. But then again, at some point it takes a turn and things start getting really serious, and at this point you're super invested in the characters. When things start happening to them, it like really like you're there in that struggle, and it's just really like the best show that I've ever seen.
The way you're describing this sounds a lot like BioShock Infinite. The way that the whole thing plays out.
Oh, so they just copied Steins Gate. That's great.
It sounds like it. I mean, I haven't watched Steins Gate.
It's really
so
good.
It might be completely different, but the way things play out, the way you're describing it, it does sound like it plays out the same way.
What is the best fanfic I've ever read? Probably Life and Times of a Winning Pony. Or University Days is good too. And Green's also very good.
Oh yeah, I was gonna answer for my favorite anime because I haven't watched much anime. I've only watched probably a total of 20 complete shows. And then like random episodes of other ones. But so far, I don't know. Probably Madoka so far.
Dude, we gotta get you. All right, we gotta watch Berserk. Berserk is fantastic.
Yeah, I do want to watch Berserk.
Berserk is probably my second favorite anime because it's just so good. I need to read the manga, but what else is good? Psycho-Pass. Psycho-Pass is all right. All you guys, what you need to do, you all need to watch Psycho-Pass. It's fantastic. It's a dystopian sort of future thing, where there's this system in place called the Sybil system, and it determines everything about your life. And there are these cameras throughout the city that can scan your mental state, and if your Psycho-Pass goes too high, you're automatically labeled a latent criminal and are arrested. So even if you don't do anything, it's just like a really controlling society, and it follows the like police force and how it works in this world. And they have latent criminals working for them. They're called enforcers, and they go after other criminals, and like a huge like conspiracy story. And it's really good. The reason I tell you to go watch it now is because next season, starting in like January or February, season 2 of the show is starting. So catch up on it. It's insanely good. It's one of my favorite shows. Psycho-Pass. Psycho-Pass is dope. So.
All right. I have love for I love analyzing the things I love. Do you think people that analyze can make a living off of that, and do you recommend it to people?
So is the question, can you make a living off of it, and do you recommend it?
Yeah.
Yes, you can. because Nostalgia Critic, Red Letter Media, Angry Video Game Nerd,
Yeah,
all those guys.
pretty much any review.
Any big reviewer that you've probably watched that has a significant amount of views are probably making a living off of YouTube. Do I recommend it? It really depends.
It depends if you have the time and I guess the will to the willpower, the time, and the passion to do it.
I think at this point to really like break into that, I mean, Pony's a little bit different because Pony is such a niche thing comparatively that it's easier to get attention in this community. But if you're saying like I want to review video games, like you really need great production value, great charisma, and like screen presence. Like you
need to like find your own type of
you need to stand out because those markets are so saturated at this point. Everybody does video game reviews, everybody does movie reviews because Nostalgia Critic and the Nerd are so big. It like everybody wants to do that, so it's wicked difficult to kind of make a splash in that when you have these huge personalities, like Angry Joe and Video Game Nerd and Nostalgia Critic and like Linkar and like that whole group like has pretty much every aspect of media on lockdown already. To in order to like draw attention away from that kind of established group, you need to have a really strong presence. So in terms of like quitting your day job right now and getting started on doing game reviews, I would say probably not. You definitely need to have
that. You need to have to build the audience.
A really strong game plan, and you need time to build up to get there. It's not impossible, but it's increasingly difficult, especially now that they just had that like crackdown on YouTube, shutting all these people down. So now is definitely a rough time to try and get into this stuff, but I'm not trying to dissuade anybody. Just understand that between such a saturated kind of niche on the internet and the fact that there's like this really stupid copyright crap going around right now, it's a rough time to enter it. So I'm never one to say don't follow your passions. I think that's the most important thing in life because we only have one life, and it's too short to get caught up in bullcrap. So, I mean, if that's really what you're passionate about, do it, but make sure that it's something you're passionate about. Definitely do a few dry runs first and see if you can keep up with doing it, and if it's something you really enjoy. Because I found a lot in my life that there are things that I think I'll enjoy doing until I actually do them. So you need to be able to enjoy the task in and of itself and not just the rewards of it, because a great example of it is like I love watching animation a lot. Like animation is amazing to me, especially like hand-drawn frame-by-frame animation. That's why I love watching anime so much. It's one of the main reasons, because it's so beautiful to look at, and I think it's just incredible works of art. And like I would love to be an animator, and for a while I tried to be an animator. The problem was I didn't enjoy the task of animation. The process was annoying to me. What I wanted was the product. I wanted to have an animation done. And I think that it's much more difficult to be an animator or anything if you only want the product but can't enjoy the process of getting there. You have to enjoy, drawing frames and like drawing like one good arm or having like one good like fist clenching or like one good punch or like those little things have to really resonate with you and just be like, yes, this is amazing, like. And if you're doing analysis, you have to like when you're sitting there and typing your script, like that one good sentence that proves your point, like that needs to be something that gets you excited. It can't just be like, oh, I want to be a reviewer and like talk to these people and like be in this community. You have to enjoy every last little tiny aspect of it, because then it's never a job. You're just like, you're having fun start to finish, and that's going to be what fuels your passion and keeps you going long term. Your motivation can't be just fame or just like, I want to be a reviewer because I like this concept of being a reviewer. You have to enjoy every aspect of it in order to actually get there. So definitely before you go all in, try it a few times and make sure that from start to finish it's something you can see yourself doing and you're not just focusing on the end goal and struggling to get to that point. So
yeah. And I like to close out on something that Boogie 2899 said about like starting a channel or some kind of site, is that in the beginning, if you really like what you're doing and you're putting out videos and or reviews or something like that, and in the beginning you'll put out a few, and you're not going to get that many views to begin with. It takes a long time.
Yeah.
The way he compared it to, it was like putting out thimbles in a field and hoping to catch rain. And eventually he puts out more thimbles, and then you have enough like rain or views to put out a bucket, and then you start to get enough to where you can put out a swimming pool. So it takes a long time to get to that point, but as long as you enjoy doing it, it's all worth it.
Yeah. For things like this, it can't ever feel like work. I mean, you're always going to have your days when you're just like, oh, I don't want to do this. But by and large, if it feels like you're going to another job, there's a problem, Because the worst thing you can do is work your day job, come home, and then work another job. Like, you're going to go insane. So you have to, like, be looking forward to it. Like, you have to be at your job, doing whatever it is you do. And, like, you're thinking about going home and, like, finishing that shot. Or going home and writing that thought you just had. Or, like, for me, like, storytelling is my thing. So when I was working at Whole Foods, like, there'd be times when I'd just be sitting and doing my job, and then I would stop because, like, my mind wasn't at the job. I was thinking about my story. I'd have to, like, run out and, like, I'd grab my phone and just leave and, like, oh, I could go to the bathroom. Just go to the bathroom, just, like, write down whatever I just thought of. Like, I have this really awesome idea, and I can't wait to go home and write it. Like, that's when it gets intense,
You see, like, the thing is, like, I have ideas when I'm driving, so I'm like, man, I can't write down anything.
Dude, you got to get your voice recorder and just speak. You can't. So many times I've lost good ideas because I'm like, oh, I'll remember it, and then I don't. You gotta write down
I hate that.
everything.
I hate that so much, especially like when I'm going to bed.
Dude, that's the worst part.
They're like, I'll remember in the morning, and you're like, what did I think about?
So, yeah, basically, passion is the foundation to making all of this stuff. So, definitely make sure you have that passion before anything else. Because if you go invest like tons of money into equipment, and you have all this time and energy, and like this, you waste all this time planning everything out, and you don't even interested in it. That sucks. And I've done that a few times, so it's not fun. Learn from my mistakes. Don't screw up like I did. For a portable voice recorder, they're usually like $50 to $100. But if you have a cell phone, like a smartphone, like an Android or an iPhone, you can get an app.
Any phone, like even my phone.
You can just get a voice recorder for it. Like that's what I recommend. That's what I use when I have to record my voice. But usually I write things.
Yeah. So I guess that'll be the ender to this episode.
All right, we'll end on a deep, introspective, passion-filled rant. So, yeah, thank you for coming and hanging out with us for an hour and a half on Brony Breakdown. We talked about horses. I'm Tommy Oliver.
And I am Paleo.
And we will talk to y'all next week. Same pony time, same pony channel.
That was lame.
Shut up.